Every morning, millions of people wake up believing their biggest obstacle is the economy, their background, their lack of money, or simply bad luck. But what if the greatest obstacle has never been outside you? What if the hardest battle you'll ever fight is the one inside your own mind? History remembers great leaders, great inventors, great thinkers. But before they conquered the world, they conquered themselves. Because every great life is built twice. First, inside the mind, then, in reality. This documentary isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming stronger than the person you were yesterday. Over the next few minutes, you'll discover 10 timeless lessons that have shaped extraordinary lives for generations. Some may challenge you, some may inspire you, and one may completely change the way you see yourself. This is Ice Wisdom. Master yourself before you try to master the world. Every journey begins with a single relationship. Most people spend their lives trying to build better relationships with others, a better friend, a better partner, a better family. But they ignore the one relationship that shapes every other, the relationship they have with themselves. Imagine carrying a cracked mirror. No matter who stands before it, their reflection will always appear broken. Many people live exactly this way, not because they are broken, but because the way they see themselves is. Confidence doesn't begin when the world applauds you. It begins when you stop becoming your own harshest critic. The strongest relationship you will ever build is the one with the person who looks back at you every morning. Because if you cannot trust yourself, no amount of approval from others will ever feel enough. But even after learning to value ourselves, there is another prison waiting. A prison with invisible walls. A traveler once reached a river. He wanted to cross, but he spent hours wondering, what if the water is too deep? What if the current is too strong? What if I fail? As he stood there, thinking, an old fisherman quietly walked past him, stepped into the river, and reached the other side. The traveler finally understood. The river had never trapped him. His thoughts had. Overthinking creates imaginary battles. Action reveals reality. Most fears shrink the moment you face them. Waiting for certainty often becomes the greatest uncertainty of all. Sometimes, the first step is all it takes to silence the loudest doubts. Once you stop fighting imaginary battles, you discover another truth. Being busy isn't the same as moving forward. Escaping overthinking is only the beginning, because knowing what to do is very different from actually doing it. Imagine standing in the middle of a busy train station. People are running. Phones are ringing. Everyone seems to be in a hurry. But if you ask them one simple question, where are you going? Many wouldn't have an answer. Life often looks the same. We confuse movement with progress. A woodcutter once spent every hour of the day swinging his axe. By sunset, he was exhausted. Yet each day he cut fewer trees. Nearby, another woodcutter rested from time to time. He sharpened his axe. He studied the wood. He planned each strike. By the end of the day, he had accomplished twice as much. The difference wasn't effort. It was direction. Being busy makes us feel important. Being productive moves us toward a meaningful goal. Every hour you spend should answer one question. Is this building the life I want, or simply keeping me occupied? Busyness fills your schedule. Purpose fills your life. But even when your direction becomes clear, another battle quietly begins. The battle for your own value. A butterfly spent days circling a flower that never opened. No matter how patiently it waited, nothing changed. Finally, it flew away. Only then did it discover an entire meadow filled with flowers already in bloom. How often do we do the same? We chase people who don't appreciate us. We seek approval from strangers. We measure our worth by likes, followers, titles, or opinions. But self-worth has never been something another person can give you. It begins the moment you realize you don't need permission to value yourself. The right people won't force you to prove your worth. The right opportunities won't require you to abandon your dignity. Sometimes, walking away isn't giving up. It's growing up. The strongest people don't chase respect. They become the kind of person respect naturally follows. If these lessons are changing the way you think, subscribe to Ice Wisdom, because this journey doesn't end here. Every lesson is another step toward becoming the strongest version of yourself. Knowing your worth changes everything. But one lesson decides whether dreams stay dreams or become reality. Deep inside a glowing forge, a young blacksmith struck the same piece of steel again and again. Thousands of blows. Each one looked insignificant. Visitors laughed. "You've worked all day, and nothing has changed." The blacksmith smiled. "They're only seeing today's hammer strike. They didn't see the thousands before it." Years later, kings traveled across the land to own his swords. Greatness is rarely created by one extraordinary moment. It's built through ordinary moments, repeated with extraordinary consistency. Discipline isn't punishment. It's a promise you make to your future self. Every workout, every page you read, every distraction you ignore, every difficult choice you make becomes another strike of the hammer, shaping the person you're becoming. Success isn't an event. It's a habit repeated until the world finally notices. Discipline will move you forward, but the world won't always reward your progress. Sometimes, it will criticize it. High above the mountains, an eagle spread its wings and soared into the morning sky. Below, a flock of crows noticed it. They chased the eagle. They screamed. They pecked at its feathers. They did everything they could to pull it down. But the eagle never fought back. It didn't waste its energy arguing. It simply flew higher, higher, until the air became too thin for the crows. One by one, they turned back. The eagle didn't defeat them with strength. It defeated them with perspective. Life is no different. The moment you begin to grow, some people will question you. Some will laugh. Others will criticize. Not because you're failing, but because your progress reminds them of the dreams they abandoned. Never allow small minds to decide the height of your flight. Sometimes, the greatest response is silent progress. But rising above criticism isn't enough. Great lives aren't built in one dramatic moment. They're built in the quiet moments no one else notices. A farmer planted a bamboo seed. Every morning, he watered the soil. He removed the weeds. He protected the ground. Weeks passed. Nothing. Months passed. Still nothing. The villagers laughed. "You've been working for nothing." But the farmer smiled, because he understood something they didn't. Beneath the surface, the bamboo wasn't standing still. It was growing roots, deep, strong, patient. Then one spring morning, a tiny green shoot appeared. Within weeks, the bamboo towered above everything around it. People called it an overnight success. They never saw the years hidden beneath the soil. Your life works the same way. Every page you read, every healthy meal, every workout, every difficult conversation, every promise you keep to yourself is another root growing beneath the surface. Never confuse invisible progress with no progress at all. The strongest foundations are the ones nobody sees. Strong habits build a strong life. But one final battle remains, the battle within your own emotions. An old king once invited two warriors into his palace. He handed each of them a cup. filled to the very edge with water. "Carry this across the courtyard," he said. As they walked, the crowd began shouting. Some mocked them, others insulted them. The first warrior became angry. He argued, he shouted back. In his frustration, the cup slipped. Water spilled across the ground. The second warrior heard the very same voices, but he never looked away from the cup. Step after careful step, he reached the other side without spilling a single drop. The king smiled. The greatest victory is not over another person, it is over yourself. Every day, life hands us a cup. It might be our dreams, our peace, our family, our purpose. Distractions will always exist. So will anger, fear, pride, and doubt. But every moment you allow those emotions to control your actions, you risk dropping what matters most. Real strength isn't found in overpowering others. It's found in mastering yourself. Because the person who controls their emotions often controls their future. Mastering your emotions gives you peace, but the final lessons determine the direction of your entire life. Deep in an ancient forest, a violent storm arrived without warning. The tallest trees resisted every powerful gust. They fought the wind with all their strength. One by one, their branches cracked. Some fell completely. But nearby, a grove of bamboo moved with the storm. It bent, it swayed, but it never broke. When the sky finally cleared, the mighty trees lay scattered across the ground. The bamboo still stood. Life teaches the same lesson. Many people believe leadership is about control, about power, about being the loudest voice in the room. But true leadership begins long before anyone follows you. It begins with leading yourself. The person who can control their words, control their habits, control their emotions, and stay humble while continuing to grow, will never need to demand respect, because respect follows character. The greatest leaders inspire others, not because they are perfect, but because they practice what they ask others to become. Before you lead a family, a business, or a community, lead your own life well, because the hardest person you will ever have to lead is yourself. And after every lesson, one question remains: when will your new life begin? For years, a young sailor stood on the shore. Every sunrise, he watched ships disappear beyond the horizon. He dreamed of adventure, a better future, a different life. But he always found another reason to wait. The weather wasn't perfect. The timing wasn't right. He didn't feel ready. When one morning, an old captain placed a hand on his shoulder and quietly said, "The sea has never promised calm waters. The people who discover new worlds are simply the ones willing to leave the shore." The sailor took one step, then another. That single decision changed the direction of his life forever. Perhaps you've been standing on your own shoreline, waiting for confidence, waiting for certainty, waiting for tomorrow. But every meaningful journey begins the same way. Not with certainty, with courage. The future you've imagined will never arrive on its own. One decision, one step, one moment of courage, that's all it takes to begin. Over the last few minutes, you've traveled through 10 lessons: relationships, overthinking, purpose, self-worth, discipline, criticism, habits, emotional control, leadership, courage. At first, they may have seemed like separate stories, but they were all pointing toward the same truth. The world changes when the person looking back at you in the mirror changes. Your future doesn't begin with more money, or better luck, or perfect circumstances. It begins with a different way of thinking. Every great mountain is climbed one step at a time. Every mighty river begins as a single drop. Every extraordinary life begins with one quiet decision. The decision to become a little wiser today than you were yesterday. So when this video ends, don't simply feel inspired. Take one action. Read one page. Make one difficult phone call. Forgive one person. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Write down one goal. Choose one better habit. Because wisdom without action is only entertainment, but wisdom applied becomes transformation. If this journey has changed the way you see yourself, subscribe to Ice Wisdom. There are many more journeys ahead. Until next time, think better, live better, become better. This is Ice Wisdom.